Chapter 22, Time Together. Time is suddenly getting away from her. With only 2 weeks until she will have to go to school, Charlie decides she needs to spend more of every day with Coyote. Partly it's because the more they're together, the faster the taming will go, and partly because she's already feeling how hard it will be to leave him for most of every day when school starts. Charlie has moved some of her things into the studio and sleeps there every night. Coyote spends the night with her most of the time. It gets humid and buggy with the screen door propped open, but whenever she tries to close it, he scurries out and won't come back. Charlie's father says she can't leave the door open indefinitely, or the dampness could ruin everything in the studio, but she reminds him that she leaves it closed all day. After a while, he'll get used to being inside, she assures him, and then I'll be able to close it. In the mornings, when she wakes up, Coyote has gone, and she finds him lying out at the end of the driveway when she goes outside. Then, on day 60 of the taming, Charlie opens her eyes to see him lying there still, the sun through the blinds making stripes on his golden fur. He raises his head to look at her. "Good morning," she says, and slowly sits up. He stays where he is, his tail thumping lightly on the floor. Gingerly, careful not to make any sudden moves, Charlie slips out of bed onto her knees and reaches to pet him. He rolls over onto his side and lets her rub his chest. The connection Charlie feels this time is like a steady vibration up through her arm and into her heart. This is more than a step forward, she thinks. Something very big has changed between them. She tells Sarita about this when she goes upstairs, and is surprised to find herself blinking back tears. Charlie lets the morning walks become longer. The air is filled these August days with the thrum of cicadas, the chirp of crickets and katydids. She finds that she is listening with her eyes, her nose, her skin, as well as her ears. One day she feels a fly walking on her arm and watches as it stops and rubs its front feet together, then cleans its head, its iridescent blue-green body gleaming in the sun. She moves her arm and it flies away. It was just an ordinary fly. If she could have gotten a picture of it in that moment before it flew, she wonders, would anyone see how beautiful it was? On August 9, the 61st day of the taming, when she came around the shallow end of the lake and are heading home, Mrs. Davis and Jeremy and Beth Ann are in the water by the swim raft, the kids in life jackets, Mrs. Davis on an inflatable chair with a glass of wine in the cup holder. Sadie is with them, splashing and barking. Charlie watches the dog climb the ladder to the swim raft and jump off. No one has thrown something for her to retrieve. She just does it by herself. Jeremy and Beth Ann call to Charlie to join them in the water. "Bet you can't jump as far off the raft as I can," Jeremy says. "I don't have my suit on," she tells them. "And how long could it take to remedy that?" Mrs. Davis says, directing a splash at Charlie's canoe. The spray of water feels marvelously cool. "Come on," Beth Ann calls. "Go get your suit on and come in and play with us." Thinking about the feel of the water on her skin, Charlie paddles across to her own dock, ties up the canoe, and goes inside to change. When she tells Sarita that she's going into the water, Sarita says she will come out and sit on the dock to watch. "Some lifeguard you'll be," Charlie says, "scared of turtles and snakes." "Well, then you better not need rescuing," Sarita calls as Charlie heads down the hall to her room. When she gets back out to the dock, Coyote is sitting on the shore across the lake, watching Sadie leap off the swim raft, swim around it, and climb back up. "Insane," Charlie imagines him saying. "Retrievers are insane." Sarita comes down with a large glass of lemonade and a lawn chair and settles herself on the dock. Charlie paddles the canoe out to the swim raft, ties it up, and climbs out. "Ew," Jeremy says from the water when he sees the scar on her leg. "Did they have to cut your leg open to fix it?" "It's a battle wound," Charlie says. "My bone was sticking right out of my leg there, and they had to push it back in." "Gross," Beth Ann says. "Is that true?" "It is," Charlie says. It occurs to her that nothing that might be lurking in the water of Eagle Lake could possibly be worse than what she's been through. "Look out below," she yells, and jumps into the water. A new pattern is set that day. Walk, lunch, rest, boat walk, swim, dinner. Waiting and watching from the shore until everyone has finished swimming, Coyote is getting more and more used to being around humans. Another change in Coyote has to do with Charlie's father. Instead of hiding in the trees when Paul Morgan comes home, the dog is taken to going down the road to meet the car when he hears it coming, tail waving in welcome. He circles the car as it moves down the driveway and stays close when it stops, waiting for the door to open. He doesn't have to come close enough to be touched, but it's a greeting nevertheless. Charlie convinces her father to keep dog biscuits in the car and toss him one when he gets out to encourage this behavior. "He'll only like me for the biscuits," her father complains. "Biscuits first, friendship after," Charlie tells him, one step at a time. A week before school is due to start, Mr. Hayward sees Charlie and Coyote when they are walking near the mailboxes. "You done a good job," he tells her. "He looks like a different animal." "He is," she says. "He is."